Hello again. I want to thank my viewer for sending me this email. I'm going to turn it into a video for a couple of different reasons. One is it substantiates what I've said about America being a warring nation. Two, it substantiates what I said about 9/11. And three, it substantiates what I said about the CIA. The viewer wrote, he actually put this in one of his newsletters about the CIA and drugs. If things happen in politics and war, it's not an accident. It was planned that way. The wars that our nation has been involved in are planned far in advance. They have financial reasons to take our nation to war and sacrifice our children. The 9/11 attack was not merely a terrorist attack, it was well known in advance and allowed to happen. Well, I don't believe, well, it was a terrorist attack. It was a terrorist attack by our own government. There are substantial facts that even prove it was planned and enhanced by government-controlled operators. I rejected this notion for many years, but over a 10-year period I have seen the proof laid out by numerous military whistleblowers. One of them was a high-level retired general. The 9/11 attack gave our nation the validation to go to war against Iraq and invade Afghanistan. This generated billions in profits for the military-industrial complex, assured the flow of oil and gas, and re-established the heroin production from Afghanistan. According to an article written by Victor Thorne titled "Poppy Growers Prefer U.S. Occupation," opium production in Afghanistan was 185 tons in 2001. And in 2011, it was 5,800 tons. The article goes on to say that $5 billion was generated from growing poppies in Afghanistan in 2000. And in this year, again this was written in 2011, that total will exceed $1 trillion. One of the sources of the article, author Greg Kalina, goes on to say, quote, "The U.S. is giving poppy growers super seeds for record-breaking yields," end quote. If you want to know what is going on in the world, follow the money. This is why over 3,500 died in 9/11 attack. This is why over 5,000 of our sons and daughters, fathers and mothers, brothers and sisters died in the Gulf Wars. If a nation doesn't have enough people dying, the conspirators start a war to kill off more people. If not enough people are breaking the laws, they make more laws, build larger prisons, and flood the streets with drugs so they can arrest and imprison more people, which are then used as slave labor for corporations. Hey folks, sometimes the truth hurts. I have said every war we've been in was planned by our government. They could have stopped what happened at Pearl Harbor. They knew it was going to happen. They didn't stop it. The planes that were coming, supposedly the B-17s, were coming from the West Coast. The Japanese were coming from the East. But hey, don't say I didn't tell you. The Gulf of Tonkin is why we went into Vietnam. Every war was planned in advance to fuel the industrial military machine. Scary. Reality's a bitch, isn't it? I want to thank the viewer for taking the time to write what he did. It isn't like you haven't heard it from me. Scary. Real scary.